If you watch this video from start to finish and you pay attention, this could be the single most important piece of content you'll ever watch. And I'm going to say things on here that might upset a lot of people. For example, I'm going to start off by saying that you shouldn't be a traditional man in the modern world. All these influencers who are telling you to be this guy who provides for his family and then just works 24 hours a day and doesn't acknowledge anyone's feelings and just works really hard, and it's your wife's job to just succumb to it, and she should appreciate what you're doing and she should just be there for you because you're paying for her. Throw it all in the garbage. They're all lying to you. Andrew Tate, Fresh and Fit. I can name a few others, but you get the point. I don't want to start any beefs around here. But when they are telling you this, I want you to really think about it. When have you seen a traditional man be happy in his marriage? Traditional men have a really happy and successful relationship with his family. His wife loves him, his kids love him. Doesn't happen. Think about every single, sort of traditional father that you know. Chances are he has a horrible relationship with his family. He works all day, and when he comes home, his family kind of respects him because they fear him to an extent, but they don't have a relationship with him. His wife might be good to him and she makes food and all this stuff because of culture, but she doesn't truly show it off to him. I know this is so hard to hear when you've been conditioned your whole life that you need to be this kind of person. And this is against all the red pill advice. But I'm going to tell you the absolute truth here. Not just this ideological idea of in the past, women used to be this way, and then feminism came in, so now they have to go back to that. We can't marry them, women are unmarriageable. Stop thinking like that. It's not going to get you anywhere. Even though the game is harder, you can't just give up. If you follow this formula that I'm about to point out to you, it's not going to matter what women are like, because you're gonna be able to extract a lot from them anyway. So you have this other type of father, especially in the West, and I've seen this a lot in white families because I've been around them quite a bit. And this is a father who's really friendly with his family. He goes along with anything his wife says. He talks to his kids and he's really empathetic. He really. He shows a lot of empathy. You know what I mean. The problem is he doesn't get any respect. Now, the tyrannical father in the Muslim families, he gets respect, but he doesn't get love. The father in white families still gets a bit of love, even though it's not a lot, but he gets a bit of love because he's there for them. In the modern world, the amount of love you get is not tied to how much you provide. It has nothing to do with that. In fact, if you could choose between being a father who provides really well and doesn't get any love from his family, and the father who he's still provides a bit, but he's really he's more about building a relationship and he's really good to them and he has this strong bond with his kids, I would suggest you pick the second type every single time. And I know how crazy this sounds, trust me, but you gotta hear me out. You need to be right in the middle. If you want to be a successful man in terms of marriage in this world, it's gonna take a lot of work. Because the secret is, 95% of marriages are missing either respect or they're missing love. So what that tells you is that you need to be a top 1% father, top 1% man, in order just to have a good relationship with your family. It's not the rules I made, it's just how it is. because people are able to find money themselves. There's like government pay and all this sort of stuff. So you can't just be like a provider. That's the bottom line. You need to be right in the middle of the emotional father, who's like emotionally available, and the tyrannical, hardworking provider. That's where the sweet spot is. Now, I'm going to help you imagine what this is going to look like. You're going to be working a lot. Maybe you'll be working for like 8 hours a day. Let's say every single day you're in the office, you're typing away, or you're at home. And as soon as that finishes, when you go home, you're not going to expect to just like, lay down and like your wife makes food for you and everybody's nice to you because you worked all day. Don't expect that. It's not going to happen. What you're going to do after work, you're going to do something that bumps up your energy. There's like a massive mosquito. Can you see it on the camera? I thought I caught it. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, so after work, you're going to do something. For me, that's always been martial arts. Because when I go to martial arts and I fight with people and I socialize, when I come out, I'm like really, really full of energy. And when I come home to my family, I'm able to give that love to them. I'm able to be like really like charismatic and full of life. And in turn, they start treating me with love as well. And then guess what? Your wife is actually going to make you food. Your kids are actually going to come up to you and talk to you, and they're going to be really nice to you. But the problem that most people face is when you work a really tedious job, when you come home, you have no energy. You have no energy to give to your family. So what happens is you've given the best parts of your life to your job, and your family doesn't even love you. And they're only going to stick around until they can make their own money, or until you can't provide for them anymore. And that's a sad reality. It's a very sad reality. So if you do what I'm telling you here, your family is going to have a bond with you. They're going to love you. They're going to share memories. They're going to share like experiences, deep, meaningful conversations that's stuck in their head from talking to you. And for their entire life, they're going to remember you as that person who taught them this, who taught them this story, and maybe you taught them something and they start using it in their life and they start telling people, oh, I learned this from my father. That's love. And your wife is going to love you way more as well. And this doesn't just apply to this doesn't just apply to your wife. This applies to your entire family. Even if you live with your family, with your parents, and you have your wife with them, still the same thing applies. You're going to be nicer to your parents. You're going to be nicer to everyone after you come home from work. This simple thing of doing something that's going to bump up your energy in between your work and your family life, that alone is going to change everything. Just imagine, that alone is going to be the difference between being loved your whole life and being seen as just this provider, like a working donkey type of guy. The choice is yours. You can tell me, oh, Boris, you're an idiot, you became liberal, I'm going to listen to Andrew Tate, the wife should just shut up and listen to me, I provide for her, she needs to listen to me. If you think like that, no problem. But I'm telling you now, it's not going to work out too well. Now, if you are listening to my message and you're really resonating with it and you think this is something that might actually help you, I'll put my Halal Ruse course link in the first line of the description. I go into this specific thing in a lot more detail and also teach you how to get a wife in the first place. And the wife that's actually going to be good. Now, she's not going to be like perfect, because those women don't exist. But if you follow everything I talk about in that course, it's a very long course. I've been working on it for a while. Pretty much this whole marriage side of your life should be taken care of. This should be the only course you'll ever need to live a successful life. So check it out if you're interested, and subscribe to the channel if you're new.